It's just hard to believe that it's been nearly 3 years since that heartbreaking day, November 13th, 2022. The day that Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan took their last breaths. Last week, the person responsible was sentenced to 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Following his sentencing, hundreds of documents previously under a gag order were finally released. However, even with these new documents, the victims' families still don't have answers to questions that matter the most. Why their loved ones? Where is the murder weapon or weapons? Why that night? Why that level of horrifying violence? Now, let's go back to the beginning. In June of 2022, Maddie and Kaylee finally moved in together at 1122 King Road. There were 5 roommates in total living in the house. We had Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, Dylan, and Bethany. The house was full of life, laughter, parties, late nights, and friendship. Xana's boyfriend, Ethan, was like their honorary roommate since he basically spent most of his time at the house sleeping over with his girlfriend. The day before the murders, the roommates took a happy photo smiling ear to ear, just so full of life. Kaylee had recently moved out but was visiting, showing Maddie her new car, so that weekend just felt extra special. That night, Kaylee and Maddie went downtown and they were seen in good spirits. Xana and Ethan were at a nearby party, and then Dylan and Bethany were back at the house. By 2:15 in the morning that Sunday, everyone was back in the house getting ready for bed. At around 4 a.m., Dylan heard Kaylee upstairs with her dog Murphy and thought she heard her dancing with the dog. She also heard who she believed to be Kaylee say, "There's someone here." Dylan knew people often came and went from the house, so she wasn't sure what to think at first. But then she heard what she believed to be Kaylee running down the stairs from the 3rd floor to the main floor. Then she heard commotion and then silence. Dylan quickly locked her door, and then shortly after, she heard an unfamiliar male voice say something to the effect of, "You're gonna be fine, I'm going to help you," but in a tone that Dylan described as unsettling, not comforting. Then she heard a loud thud, Murphy barking, and then silence. Peeking out from her room a third time, Dylan saw a masked man about 6 feet tall holding something that looked like a vacuum or like an arrow-shaped object near his stomach. They made brief eye contact before he fled through the kitchen sliding glass door, which was later found to be opened by police. Dylan quickly shut her door out of fear, and she called the other roommate, Bethany, who was on the 1st floor. Bethany said that she was also woken up by a noise that kind of sounded like a firecracker, and that she had seen a flash under her door but assumed that it was just a prank. She and Dylan tried calling and texting the other roommates at around 4:20 in the morning, but nobody answered.